Impunity Watch is a research for policy organization dedicated to reducing impunity for serious crimes under international law in countries that have suffered mass atrocities. At the societal and state levels, impunity for these violations is too often accepted or expected as the norm. Tackling impunity, its root causes and obstacles to its reduction can begin to change this status quo.
So victims use memorialization to ask for acknowledgement for their suffering, to have dignity for the people who died. But they also use memory initiatives to claim for justice and to say that the past has not been dealt with, which is an important need for them. So we wanted to explore a little bit more what the potential is of memory initiatives and how we can help support that, how we can strengthen that role. At the same time, we see that whereas memory initiatives have this potential to contribute in the combat of impunity, we see that if you don't deal with the obstacles in society, that the effect might also become negative. And then we see that memory initiatives become part of the problem rather than the solution. So understanding much better the obstacles is important so that we can address the obstacles and help enhance the potential of memory initiatives.
In 2011, Impunity Watch conducted research in Guatemala, Burundi, Bosnia and Herzegovina, South Africa, and Cambodia. The comparative analysis of these 5 studies formed the basis of the Exchange Forum. More than 70 participants from multiple countries gathered in Phnom Penh, Cambodia, to discuss the findings and draw lessons from both the research as well as personal experiences.
For history as we know it is a collection of stories that are waiting to be told, depending on whose perspective you listen to. Once we uncover these truths, we may record and document them for the benefit of those who will come after us.
On the first day of the Exchange Forum, 4 countries that participated in the research project presented the key findings of the research and highlighted the dilemmas in their countries.
A hostile environment for memory and initiatives, lack of reciprocal trust, politicization, partiality, economic dependence, generalized impunity, organized crime, and other power structures still act against memorialization in Guatemala.
Un autre grand défi, c'est que le Burundi, normalement, a une tradition orale. Et ça se voit qu'une mémoire sélective est transmise oralement de génération en génération. Et chaque communauté ethnique transmet sa propre mémoire à ses enfants et fait objet de la manipulation des jeunes sur base ethnique et dans un contexte particulièrement connu au Burundi.
Viele Konzentrationslager sind in diesem Gebiet vom Prijedor. Bis heute im Prijedor die ehemaligen Lager saßen, die dürfen nicht ein Denkmal, eine ganz einfache Tafel aufbauen an diesem ehemaligen Konzentrationslager.
The intent of a memorial space can be to prove a point, to prove that thus was the experience of a particular group. It can also open up a conversation. So if it has that living quality, I guess that seems to be where it really contributes to a democratic intent, or to holding a space for plural voices that will not easily be reconciled.
Cambodia was chosen as the host location for the Exchange Forum to be able to show existing dilemmas of memorialization in practice. Although the Special Tribunal, the ECCC, has opened up some space, memorialization in Cambodia, and dealing with the past in general, has largely been a state affair, carried out in a top-down manner. The second day of the forum highlighted Cambodia as a case study. In the afternoon, the participants paid a visit to two memorials, one state-run initiative in Phnom Penh, the Tul Sleng Museum, and one local initiative, the Krang Tachan Memorial Center in Takeo Province. The Tul Sleng Genocide Museum is a former high school and was used as the notorious security prison S-21 by the Khmer Rouge. The international participants of the Exchange Forum met one of the survivors, Chum Mai, on their field visit.
Je suis d'abord choquée de comprendre, de voir comment l'espèce humaine peut être très cruelle, comment les gens peuvent s'entretuer bêtement comme ça. Mais aussi, je suis plus ou moins soulagée parce qu'on essaie de ne pas mortaliser, de rendre vivants ces victimes et ces innocents qui ont pourri pour rien. C'est un grand pas parce que d'abord, ils ont reconnu qu'il y a eu des victimes, qu'il y a eu des crimes. Contrairement au Burundi, on refuse de le reconnaître. On refuse de donner l'espoir à ces survivants, à ces personnes qui ont perdu les leurs. Ça ne sert à rien de nier son histoire. Cette histoire puisse nous servir de leçon pour que ce qui s'est produit ne se reproduise plus et surtout pour que nous rendions honneur aux gens que nous avons perdus.
ក្រោយពីសាលាក្តីខ្មែរក្រហមចាប់ផ្ដើមបង្កើតឡើងហើយយើងមើលដំណើរការនៃការកសាងកេរដំណែលឬការចងចាំនេះបន្ទាប់ទៀតយើងឃើញថាមានលក្ខណៈខុសប្លែកពីមុនប្រជាជនបានគិតអំពីអ្វីដែលគាត់ត្រូវធ្វើសម្រាប់កូនចៅរបស់គាត់យុវជនគឺជាអ្នកដើរតួនាទីសំខាន់នៅក្នុងសហគមន៍ទី2គឺយើងត្រូវលើកទឹកចិត្តឲ្យមានការចូលរួមពីជនរងគ្រោះដែរពួកជនរងគ្រោះក្រោយពេលសង្គ្រាមគាត់មានអារម្មណ៍ភ័យខ្លាចគាត់មានបាក់ស្បាតអញ្ចឹងហើយគាត់អត់ចង់ចែករំលែកគាត់ភ័យព្រួយដោយសារសន្តិសុខរបស់គាត់
Current initiatives in Cambodia are trying to shift the emphasis beyond the current memoryscape that is dominated by the Tul Sleng Museum to open debate about the past and deal with underlying impunity.
Tenemos que respetar las distintas culturas. Aquí, bueno, los tienen expuestos colectivamente, mientras en Guatemala, pues las tenemos que enterrar para que continúen su camino hacia la eternidad, como decimos.
So it sparked all sorts of very important discussions, I think, of how do we memorialize, what is important to be respectful to the death, and also, of course, that cultures are different, that societal needs are different, and that there's different goals that memory initiatives play.
The results of this exchange forum will be used to offer policy advice and certain minimum guidelines to help inform donors and other persons involved in memorialization when making decisions on supporting memorialization after violence.
I think a very important lesson in that regard, also coming from this conference, is the need for sustained involvement. often we see that these processes get started with a little bit of a short-term vision. And what all our partners have told us, that memory is a long-term process and it evolves over time.
There should be a focus on promoting individuals as active rights claimers through memory initiatives. So this means that the memory initiatives should promote people to actually claim their rights and demand their rights. But as I mentioned at the beginning, we should also focus on transformation, because if people are trying to claim their rights, but there's no state transformation, there's no transformation at the state level, then the state being able to guarantee these rights would be very problematic.
The context in all of these 5 countries and elsewhere is very complex. There's the political intervention, there are still perpetrators being around, there's lack of economic development that makes things really difficult, there's roles of international community, and they are also not open to discuss whatever happened under their responsibility. So the situation is often really complex, and so to put all of these burdens of reconciliation and lasting peace and development on memorialization is a bit too much. We have to be realistic, and that means we have to be modest and we have to be ambitious in the things we can achieve. But the ambition should not be at the ideological level. It should be really feasible in the field, in the countries where we work. And I think this exchange of ideas, now the working on the recommendations, really is delivering some good ideas in that respect.
ខ្ញុំគិតថាវាបានជួយច្រើនទៅនឹងការធ្វើយ៉ាងណាបង្កើតឲ្យមានគំនិតមួយដែលជួយទៅដល់មិនត្រឹមតែការងារថ្នាក់មូលដ្ឋានទេប៉ុន្តែវាអាចជួយបង្កើតឲ្យមានជាអនុសាសន៍មួយសម្រាប់ថ្នាក់ជាតិនិងទៅដល់អន្តរជាតិទៀតផងបាទ
The partners expressed that they got new energy and ideas out of the exchange. Impunity Watch will work with the partners in the particular countries to come to a national action plan to give follow-up on the findings of the research and the forum outcomes.
Well, one thing I think that people do take home is this sort of optimism, because it's in general the work is often very frustrating, because the government is usually, in most phases, is not very willing. The political situation usually is not very open to memory initiatives, or one version is pushed, or people are told to forget about the past because we have to look to the future only. So the message of learning from other countries that they all have suffered the same sort of processes but still have found their ways to keep working, and how you can apply certain measures and tactics to keep working and find new ways of doing that. I think that are important lessons that victim groups from one country can learn from other countries.
So I think that all human beings in all countries paid really high price during their or our conflicts. So we have to learn a lesson and to make this world better, and really to build a peace on a stable basis, on healthy basis, and to make functional societies for all of us.
Burundi delegation managed to see that they initiated something, but still they're a little bit far, from reaching their objective. And they were encouraged and inspired by Guatemala, by South Africa, by Bosnia, and by all the other international experiences to identify the need to go forward, to push it a little bit further, and to develop more initiatives in order to get to a point where memorialization becomes a process.
We found so many common friends along the way in this delegation. I think there's been a kind of a bonding that's happened. I'm sure that Impunity Watch never imagined that there would be such deep connections made.
I might say that it's very useful for me, first of all. As a victim, it's very useful for me because for a long time ago, in Burundi, we didn't get opportunity to break the silence which was imposed by the administration. Now I got the opportunity to see how other victims from Guatemala, from Serbia, from Cambodia, here in Cambodia, break the silence